gotta get the cake. Okay, this ain't what you used to. Always with the new, this ain't what you used to. I do me, do you. I do me, do you. This ain't what you used to. 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 This ain't what you. No, this ain't what you used to. Switching from the bikes to a new coupe. You know I keep some new shoes. Keep it simple, not like you. All night, get right. Know you know the price. Know you know the name, no games. I need all my money now. Not playing, man. This ain't what you used to. I might fly to LA. This cold weather ain't for me. Hit the bank, round your way. What you used to? And I'm grinding to the top. I can't let it slip away, so I gotta get the pay. Okay, this ain't what you used to. Always with the new. This ain't what you used to. I do me, do you. I do me, do you. This ain't what you used to. 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 This ain't what you. Calls keep coming in for the win, get it in. This ain't what you used to. So you get on my nerves. Try hit my line, get curved. This ain't what you used to. Round, round, swerves. Everybody here knows the word. This ain't what you used to. Know you know the drill. Over there now I see the rail. This ain't what you used to. I get it in for my kids. Stack those chips and I get that check. Not what you used to. You see how I live. Work my biz. I'm too far from the rest. Not what you used to. Okay, this ain't what you used to. Always with the new. This ain't what you used to. I do me, do you. I do me, do you. This ain't what you used to. 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 This ain't what you.
Hi, and welcome to Toy Photographer. Today, we're having a live stream, and this live stream was actually really brought to you by two friends and followers. Both we have Seriously Star Wars. Our friend Christopher threw down the gauntlet by doing his first top 5 Star Wars Jedi and Sith videos, and then we had Sire Speed throw down, and he basically has now thrown down that gauntlet, and to a good number of us has thrown us to the challenge for our top 5. So I already went over about a week ago. We did our top 5 Jedi. So this week we're doing our top 5 Star Wars Funko Pop of Sith. So before we get started, let's just check. We got a couple people here in the chat. I know Christopher says Seriously Star Wars is trying to drive home so he can get home safely and see this. There we go. That's right. Driving safe. So let's put on some comments here. Having a little hard time. Hold on one second here. Catch up. There we go. What's up, Tony? So we got Sire Speed, we got Star Wars Sith out there, Eric, Christopher. This is awesome. And quite a few people here. I don't know how to get all this set up like this. I like it. Thank you, man. Thank you. It was a lot of fun kind of creating that. Loving the waiting music. Yeah, I picked something a little cool. My Epidemic sound. has a great subscription, and I found some of this music. My nephew actually works for them, so he introduces me to some of the cool new talent out there. Heck yeah. Thank you guys. I really glad you like that. What's up, Tony? Star Wars Sith. Thank you for all the plugs you gave me during your live stream earlier. Sorry, Speed. Yeah, liking the music. Thanks, guys. Thank you very much. What up, Pat? What's going on, guys? What's up, Eric? JT Lovecraft. Thank you. Fire. I'm glad you guys are enjoying that. What's up, JT? What's up? Is right. Tony. Everyone giving our shout outs here. Seriously, Star Wars. You got Eric saying hi. Chris, hello there. Nice. All right, guys. So, without any further ado, let's get started to what we're all here for, is to see my top 5. So, as you guys know, I do Star Wars Funko Pop images. And so I do mine a little bit different than most of our friends here. So I've chosen my top 5 Star Wars Sith Funko Pops that not only do I own, collect, but I also am showing some of the images that I did utilizing them. So we're going to start off right now with our first image. All right, here. So at number 5, dun, 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 we have Kylo Ren in the TIE Whisper, number 321. So I actually have this one still in its box. I think I've only taken it out to take this image, but this was a really cool one. One of the things I enjoyed not only about this, but when you get to photograph it and you get to see these Funko Pops kind of close up and a little more intimate looking at it, trying to figure out how to light it correctly, it was all the details that we get in Kylo Ren's mask with those cracks and everything. And the TIE Whisper just was really dynamic in its shape, with the geometry of that and everything, coming right towards the lens with each side of the wings of the TIE kind of having those slits open. It just looks so cool. So on this one, I really enjoyed it. Beautiful pop, very detailed, and one of my favorite, I think, of the Kylo Ren pops that I have in my collection. But this one, I just tried to make him look like he was flying into Exegol, trying to find that. So that's kind of where the inspiration for this image came up. Let's see what we got going on in the chat right now. Whoa, this is professional PowerPoint and all. Why, thank you. Thank you. I'm actually using, if you ever use Keynote on the Mac, that is actually what I'm using. Ooh, that is a nice pop. Thank you, Dana. Patrick with the production value on the live stream. Yeah, thank you, Christopher. I appreciate that over there at Seriously Star Wars. Nice. So that is our number 5. That is, to me, one of, I think it's a banger. It's a really great pop. They did do another version of this with Kylo Ren without the helmet, but I honestly think this is 10 times better. So this is one I was really, really happy to have in my collection. So next that we have number 4. Dum, dum, dum. We decided to go with Dark Side Rey. Now, this is I thought a really cool Funko Pop that I had been wanting for a period of time. Very excited to have it. So this one, I had ordered it. It was taking forever, but eventually I got it from Entertainment Earth. So I was very excited to pick this one up. It is a beautiful pop. As you can see, there's a lot of detail in the texture of Rey and everything like that. And what better scene to depict but the scene where she kind of has that little face-off in that dream sequence there. Sith sequence, I don't even know what you call that. But where Rey actually sees her doppelganger as a dark Sith. So that was kind of cool. And again, photographing this using my virtual volume, which is nothing more than my computer monitor, 1.5 feet, 2 feet away, probably tops usually, with an image to kind of give it that depth of field, focusing on the pop, shallow depth of field really makes the image kind of pop there. So that's how we did this one. And again, having Ray, Dark Side Ray, I think anyone that saw that film, when that happened, everyone went nuts. That was one of those few scenes that everyone really actually did enjoy in that movie, Last Jedi. So let me get the next one prepared for our next pop that we have. Let's see, we got a few more comments there. Oh, we won't do that one. Dina, the evil cheekbones really seal the deal. Gotta love it. Oh, exactly. Exactly. It's those fine details they did in this pop. I agree 100%, Dina. Crazy with the photography sales. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. If you guys don't know, that's kind of what I actually went to school for. I studied photography at University of Arizona. Worked for many a company. So if you've eaten an Oreo cookie, things of that nature, Nabisco craft, wine, booze, wine and spirits, all that kind of stuff. A lot of food photography, a lot of still life and product. Um, I worked at Hasbro for a short stint. I had a contract with, and it's right out my back door. Love it, love it, love it. But that kind of really kind of grasped me to kind of get more into toy photography when I started working in more IT for my career, and then kind of keeping my skills fresh and constantly shooting. I wanted to challenge myself, so not bringing out the Hasselblad, not bringing out the Canon, but using the iPhone. And what I've been doing is using Loom cubes. I've got one right here. And what I like about my Loom cubes is they're small little lights. I attach them to these very awesome tripods that you can bend the legs. I can wrap them around anything. Um, so having these lights, we have modifiers they come with, gels, all those kind of things to really kind of pull out these images. And I utilize that with an iPhone app that they have, and I can sit there and I can literally, while setting this shot up, and you might have seen on some of my BTS, I can actually dial that right down to exactly the amount of light that I want, where I want it. I did buy, I think, 2 Pro kits, and I got another one for like Father's Day about a year ago. So having that 5 light setup has just been something that's been very helpful and really enjoyable to use as well. Funko should hire a color. Come on, Funko. I greatly appreciate that. I would be loving that and honored if that could happen. That'd be awesome. Awesome tool for photography. Yeah, they're a great, and they're very cost effective. I mean, if I bust out my strobes and things like that, the lighting equipment from that point starts getting expensive. Even though I have a Speedotron brown line that I owned, and I've had that since I started my career when I was young assistant in New York City. I bought the best of what I could at the time, and I've treated it right. And people, when they see it, I think even the Speedotron reps are like, this is like immaculate condition. Do you use it? I used it for 20 years, and it just functions great. So if you take good care of your equipment, I always tell people you don't have to get hung up on the most expensive equipment, because it's the simplest thing. All we're trying to replicate is what we see with our eye. So if you're looking outside and you see something, you're watching a film, look at how it's lit. Sometimes I'll just pause a movie. Many times, as you can see, probably Star Wars, and I kind of look and I kind of see how it's lit. Actually, the other night I was doing a shoot, and while shooting, someone had messaged me through Instagram, and they were asking, how do you do these Star Wars-esque like backgrounds and themes, and put it in that atmosphere? And really the secret is nothing more than finding an image that's going to complement it. Maybe it's a still image of a background from a scene, but as well as trying to match that lighting. So even in this one here, you can see really trying to capture that lighting so it looks like the pop is in that scene. So that's kind of one of the secrets. And sometimes I like to use a little more light to accentuate and do some more on like your accent lights and rim lights, things like that, just to carve the subject out again away from that background to give it some more dimension. So that's kind of one of the ways I do it. So let's continue with our next on our list. We had Dark Side Ray, and I was preparing for our next one. We have number 3. Bum, bum, bum. So for that, I think we skipped one. So let me go back. I think we skipped one. No, wrong way. Oh no. We were on the right way. I got confused myself. There we are, 3. So I was mistaken. I thought I had them switched up, but so I apologize. So yeah, number 3 I had from the Red Saber series, Volume 1, Darth Tyrannus 522. Again, great looking pop. Really enjoyed this one. Making this image was so much fun. Now I had captured the original Count Dooku Funko Pop that I had gotten in my Smuggler's Bounty collection. I really did enjoy that pop. I even photographed it. But after kind of looking at it and comparing like many images in my portfolio, I just felt it was kind of weak and wasn't my favorites. And it was one I didn't even like to look at. So when this pop came out and I saw how dynamic the pose was and how awesome this pop was, I immediately knew exactly how I was going to shoot it. And so if you've been paying attention to my Red Saber series, I have been shooting in kind of like volcanic areas as the backdrop for all of them. So you have Savage Opress, who almost made the cut. The Darth Maul almost made the cut. Emperor Palpatine almost made the cut. But of all of them, I thought that the Count Dooku Funko Pop really had a great stance, pose. I loved his hand reaching out. And when I did this in Photoshop with the lightning, I purposely made it come towards the viewer because of the way that hand was. And being able to really kind of accentuate his lightsaber coming off his right hand. Again, just even more dynamic of a pose than previously. I loved his cape and everything blowing on this one. So this is one of my really favorites to easily make that. But then again, I almost jumped the gun there. Sorry about that. I thought there's something else that was before this. Darth Tyrannus. I want this one, the Red Lightsaber series. Yeah, Sire Speed. This is a really cool one. It's definitely one. And I finally did finish this collection of Volume 1 with Darth Vader. So the reason I've said Volume 1 and emphasize on that is because I, like many others, are hoping for Volume 2. Because I'd really like an Asajj Ventress. I'll be honest. Like, I know we're getting a soda of that here shortly, but I really would like a Red Saber series, volume 2, just so I can get that. That would be awesome. Really awesome. So we're going to go on to our number 2. So at number 2 on our list, we have Darth Maul 410, which is from the Clone Wars. Dum, dum, dum. So this is basically his hallway scene, right? This is just awesome. There's not many of there's a lot of Darth Maul pops. We have quite a few. I almost thought, well, what about the Darth Maul pop that I have with the dark saber and this? That's cool. I even grabbed an image of it. Still not my favorite. I have the red saber. I have the bounty exclusive from episode 1, Phantom Menace, with the hood and the one blade out from Tatooine. I have quite a few pops of Darth Maul, and still this one I think just rocks with his metal legs, his lightsaber, his pose. He's just the face, is just menacing. The only one that kind of could maybe rival this, in my opinion, was the Duel of Fates, where you've got him, Obi-Wan, and Qui-Gon. That one, I think, is the only one that could possibly try to topple this one. But on its own, this pop is absolutely fantastic. So let's see we have some comments here. Let's see where we left off. Yeah, Sire Speed, Eric. Yeah, Asajj. I agree. I want to see that. This should be number 1. I know there's a few people that are huge Maul fans out there in the audience tonight in the chat. So I know that they're really disappointed he didn't make the first cut. But when you see my number 1, you will understand why. You will come to the dark side, like this whole presentation has been. Let's go, said Tony. Just pre-ordered my Red Saber Series Vader today. Nice. Awesome. Seriously, Star Wars. Nice, Christopher. Sorry, sweet. Sick. So many great. Yeah, there are so many great Maul pops to choose from. And I still want. I still want Maul. Like you can't get enough of this character. I think to me, Darth Maul, like to me, to introduce Darth Maul and have him killed in all in one episode, it drove me nuts. It was like when they did the Sam Raimi Spider-Man and they introduced Venom, the baddest character of all that franchise as his nemesis. Introduce him and kill him all in one. I was like, no, you need to stretch that. So I'm glad that they've kind of rebooted that whole series. And I was glad in Star Wars that wasn't the end of them all. So if you got to see Clone Wars and watch all that, Tony's constantly preaching our friend Andrew to finish Clone Wars. So if you've seen Clone Wars, you've seen how this happens. So if and when you do see Solo, which I honestly think is a good movie, just got a bad rap because of all the flack the Last Jedi really kind of turned the fans upside down. But I thought Solo was a great movie, a lot of cool characters in that. And I feel that kind of backlash kind of hurt the movie. But if you see it, you're going to see our boy Maul. And a lot of people are scratching their heads going, I thought he was dead. So if you only had seen the movies, that's exactly what would have happened. But nope. Let's get back here. There's a few more comments in the chat. GT Lovecraft, Maul, need I say more? Right? Maul, he's just awesome sauce. I found Andrew finish Clone Wars. Yes, please finish Clone Wars for your own. When you do, you're gonna be like, oh, okay, now I understand. And then if you watch all the Rebels and everything else, it's all gonna make so much more sense. If I was to do a 5 Darth Maul pops, they'd all be tied for first. I agree, Christopher. It's hard when you get a really cool character. Again, Maul is so iconic, right? How do you try to get evil when you have the biggest, baddest, awesomest, iconic villain, Darth Vader, just his shadow? You know who it is. So really to topple that, I haven't found another character that's that menacingly evil like Maul looks like. Finish Clone Wars. Yep, Eric, thank you. Yep, everyone's on Andrew about that. Andrew, we love you. We just want you to enjoy Star Wars for all it's got. So finish Clone Wars, and I think we'll stop busting chops. All right, let's get on to now. Before we get to number one, I did have some honorable mentions. So we'll go over those. Bum, bum, bum. So my first up in the honorable mentions is Palps himself. So I don't know where I placed mine. I grabbed the other Palps that I had. Dun, dun, dun. But you can't have a top 5 Sith really without Palps, right? Well, in my case, I kind of felt like he's awesome. I love Palps. He looks great. His eyes, he's all bloodshot and scary. Lightning coming out of his hands. But there are so many other cool pops out there from other great Sith-like characters. Some that are like, I felt like Darkseid Rey. You don't see as often. Maul, there's so many, but what is the best one? There's so many good ones. I really I've got, like I said, a few Kylo Rens, but I thought Kylo Ren and that TIE Whisperer was a fun one. And again, Darth Tyrannus. So all those pops, awesome. I still think they're a little bit better than this Palps. I love it, but it's still a little bit better. Edged it out. So the next one we have is yet another honorable mention. And for this one, it's the concept series of Darth Vader. I think this is a really unique one. I have this one here. This one I actually bought from someone off Facebook Marketplace. And someone that bought it, the box was so damaged, they were pretty upset about it, and they were willing to sell them out of box. So I said, I'll take him off. I think I paid like $8 for this guy. So I was like, yeah, I'll take him off your hands. Because I don't usually care keeping the boxes. I started to keep them now to keep them, nice. But other than that, so I really just thought that was cool. We can't have the biggest, baddest, badass villain of all time, Darth Vader, without really Ralph McQuarrie's inception of it, and his drawing. So he had to make an honorable mention for sure. This is one of my favorite ones. Surprisingly, a little secret that I haven't shared. I think I used like one light setup on this one and just used natural light from my actual window. That's right, actually here behind me. I actually had this all set up behind me. The light just was hitting them and perfectly, and whoop, pulled out the camera and we went. So again, this is a great pop. Had to be an honorable mention. And we'll get into the chat before we go on to our number one. Like the concept. Yeah, sorry, Speed. Yeah, Eric, totally agree. Just that was a cool series. Like, if anyone really enjoyed that Ralph McQuarrie series, I did. I think there's a few like the Yoda I didn't like as much. Again, I didn't, it was just not that attractive. But if you saw the original sketches, it wasn't that attractive. So they're pretty true to what the drawings were like. So seriously, Star Wars. That's okay, Patrick. No need for boxes. I still to this day I love if you have to shamelessly, if you haven't gone to Seriously Star Wars and seen when he does his pop reviews, there's nothing better than see my man Chris toss that box like Luke throws the lightsaber in The Last Jedi. I love it over his shoulder. It's like perfect. It's like so that's how he cares about boxes. So I always love that. Yeah, I only kept the boxes just to keep them, so because I have had a few where I used to have them on a 3 or 4 tiered shelf at work, and cleaning crew would come in, and I found like the Poe Dameron X-wing, down, and one of the little cannons on it were broken off, and I did get a Yoda that I still had in this box, my Yoda Gaming Greats. When I actually photographed it, I just thought he was holding the hilt when I took him out of the box and everything, because when I opened up I didn't see any green acrylic for the lightsaber. So I didn't even notice on the side. I just was like, I got to shoot this one. Pulled him out of the box, photographed him. And I was putting them back, I heard something rattling and looked. I said, oh my God, he actually does have the green lightsaber. So, and now I just kind of keep it just for storage. And then I swap them out on my backdrops and displays and stuff quite a bit. All right, folks. So the real caveat that we've all been waiting for here. Chunking boxes, right? We're gonna reveal our number one Star Wars Funko Pop Sith is none other than the Darth Vader Lights and Sound. Again, I know a lot of people like not Maul. Maul came close, guys, but I still think at number one, Darth Vader Lights and Sound. This is awesome. And this isn't even a 10-inch. I'm going with the original 4-inch. He's always on display here at my house because he is just awesome. But if you don't have this little guy, he is awesome. Like his chest plates light up, the base lights up, the lightsaber lights up. I mean, how can this not be number one? It has to be. So I'll be honest. When I ordered my 10-inch Darth Vader, I didn't expect it to do a battle damage. That would have been awesome, but I didn't think that. But I would have liked to have gotten a 10-inch Vader with some new quotes from the Obi-Wan series, considering it came out or was at least getting produced while Obi-Wan was just finished being watched, probably. By the time we got it, it's like a year later. So there's no reason we couldn't have had a really cool lights and sound with some more sound effects and stuff from the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. And again, that's my opinion. But that one there is just awesome. I really do like that pop. It's so cool. When I photographed this one, I actually photographed this one really inspired by, as you can see from the image, it's inspired from the scene in Kenobi when he kind of basically throws him down to the pit and starts throwing the rocks on him, and thinks you could beat me, master. You're wrong. And that's really kind of what I wanted to evoke in this image, and it really turned out. It's one of my favorite images, and I don't shoot many vertical, but this one I had to capture that kind of moment of Vader looking down upon Obi-Wan. It was a lot of fun. Let's see, we got some comments here. Yes. Yeah, Eric agrees. What a great pop. The big boss himself. Yep, 100%. That's a great Vader. Miles will be first. Maybe in your list. That's right. And that's what's great about these top fives. We've seen 3 or 4 of them already from different friends of ours out there on YouTube. So, and I know we're going to see more from other friends that have accepted the challenge. So I really enjoy this because we all have our favorites. Maybe it's because of the character. Maybe it's because, like in this case, Vader is my favorite. But then you add the lights and sound, psh, you take my money. So that's why he had to be mine, you know. But again, it's really cool when you get to see everybody else's. Yeah, Star Wars Sith, nice. I wish they did them all lights and sound. How awesome would that be? I honestly wish they continued with this line. There's so many they can do lights and sound with. I'm with Patrick, Vader boy. Yeah, Eric. Thank you. Hashtag Vader's Fist. That one is dope. Hey, thanks for joining, Jedi Max. Yeah, that Vader lights and sound is awesome, and that unfortunately was when I really was more like Christopher seriously started tossing the boxes, not caring about them. Otherwise, I would have kept it. There's so many really cool, probably hard to get pops that I have that would probably worth so much money if I had my minty boxes. But I literally every time I got them, I would toss them because I like to see them. I mean, that's the one thing I really enjoyed about the Funko Pops. They were fun. They kind of creeped up in price since we all started, but they were fun. They're cheap, and you could do something. You can, I didn't have anything to decorate my office with, so it kind of start. That's how it started on a whim. I was one of the guys that didn't have anything in the studio or in the office to decorate. So when Smuggler's Bounty came out, I got that for like a birthday or Christmas gift. I think it was a birthday gift from my parents or something. And then it just kept coming every other month for like a year or two until it expired. And it was awesome. I really enjoyed it, but I never even thought anything about that. And when I really got into the Funkos, I think I really got hooked in the Rogue One series and some of the others. That's when I really started collecting them. I think the first one I even saved in the box was the Celebration exclusive of Leia in the all gold chrome. And it was right after Carrie Fisher passed. So that was why I saved that one in the box. I was still tossing them, but then shortly after, I was like, you know what? I just want to keep them safe, moving offices and stuff like that, moving from, apartment to home, all those things. So it just kept them in better condition. And that's kind of how I started being a box collector, but I still take them out of the box. As you can see, I'm always photographing these things, as well as I like to display them. Sorry, Speed. What's up, Lex? Studying and listening to the guy himself filming mine this weekend for sure. Nice. Can't wait. If you haven't seen Jedi Lex, one, she's really cool. She actually made the sign that's behind me for the podcast that I do with my friend Christopher over at Seriously Star Wars. We do the every Monday we do our weekly Star Wars Popcast, and it's nothing but Star Wars Funko Pops. And we're not on our own channels. We're actually on there doing interviews. We're having guests. We're talking about the latest rumors. We're doing our top fives, top tens. We're reviewing things that, maybe pops that we want to see in the next season of whatever, Ahsoka, Bad Batch, hoping to get pops. And it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. And Jedi Lex was so kind and gracious that she created Christopher and I's really awesome 3D printed sign. So that was awesome, Lex. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It looks beautiful. And my wife's still going to kick me out of this space, and that's why I'm moving downstairs here shortly. So just trying to Tom Sawyer some friends of mine, some fellow brothers, to help me get that basement painted up and cleaned up, and we'll be down there very shortly. But thanks, Jedi Lex. That was awesome. Oh, nice. Can't wait to see your list. Yeah, again, it's so much fun to see everyone's list. Eric, yours were different. Tony's have been different. Chris's has been different. And, it's just awesome to see. Even I've seen some of Noah's when he's done his top five. They're so different. Everyone's got different things they collect and enjoy. There you go. Hey, Lex from Christopher Seriously Star Wars. I keep my boxes. It's okay, Eric. I forgive you for being an inbox collector. I like Lex's TIE Fighter shells. Yeah, those shells are pretty dope, Lex. I must say they are pretty awesome. That, and I still like your Death Star one, all lit up with the LED backlighting. It's pretty cool. And Lex, absolutely anything for you boys. Aw, she's awesome. So with that, it wasn't too long tonight, and I hope I didn't take up too much of your time this evening. But I do thank you all for coming and sharing. And in my, I think this is my second live stream on my own. Here, actually, third live stream. We're moving on up. But we've done our top. So every few often month or whatnot, we're going to be doing some top fives on the Toy Photographer channel. So I've done my top 5 Star Wars Funko images for the month of April. I did not do May. We had a lot of things going on with May the 4th and all that kind of stuff, and so it kind of took a little time away from that. But doing these top 5 challenges has been fun. It's bringing me back. So I've done my top 5 Jedi. We just ended here with our Sith top 5. So next to come, as I said earlier in the beginning of our stream tonight, Eric from Cyrus Speed Reviews has thrown down that gauntlet. So has Seriously Star Wars. But Cyrus Speed stepped it up a notch. So let's do top 5 Mandos. So in the next week or so, you'll be seeing another live stream where we'll be going over my top 5 Mandalorian Funko Pops and the images I created with them. So stay tuned. That'll be coming up. Again, if you want to see more images, please go hit the subscribe button. I'm doing BTS videos that kind of show behind the scenes how I'm creating them. Have my images and things on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, and even Vero. So a lot of photographers out there, especially toy photographers you're watching, and I know a lot of photo related toy photographers use Vero. If you haven't gone over there, check me out. I'm on there as well. So please stop by, hit the like. Exactly. Thank you. Hit the like, subscribe. I greatly appreciate it, folks. And yeah, it is fun. It is fun. Thank you for being here tonight, guys. I really appreciate everybody. To the whole Fulcrum crew, you guys are awesome. You're definitely an inspiration and keep pushing me forward in this YouTube endeavor. And to anybody out there watching, keep going. Just shoot. You're going to be seeing a video where I talk about failure. It's okay to make a mistake. I shot an image a couple weeks ago now. It seems like just yesterday, where I shot it. I thought I was done. I was starting to edit it, and I looked at it for another few minutes. I was like, nope, this is not cutting it. The background didn't work. So I actually went and redid it. It's actually the behind the scenes for the image that dropped yesterday on YouTube, and I think the short came out today of Star Wars Solo Rio Durant. So if you saw the multi-armed Rio Durant, when I photographed that, the background was too out of focus in the normal way I photographed it. And one thing about using a monitor, I was able to be reactive, right? I was being proactive, knowing how I wanted to light it, thought that back. I knew that was the background I was going to use. It wasn't working. So I was able to drop a green screen in at the drop of a dime, shoot that, drop out the green screen, and then pop in the actual background I wanted so I can keep the clarity. And then I just went in Photoshop and gave a little bit of softer focus in the one area that I wanted to kind of give it more distance. So you had space, the inside of the ship, and then Rio in front of all that. So it kind of added more to that depth. But again, keep shooting. If you're out there and you're experimenting, play, I would always suggest going out there, trying with one light. You've got your sunlight. Try to bounce it, whether it's a foam board or reflector or something like that. If you're starting to do some loom cubes or any of those small little LED lights you can pick up for almost nothing, start playing around and trying them. There's no harm with digital photography. It's not like back in my day when I had to go out and shoot film and process film, and I wasn't even shooting egg film. I was shooting slide film. So to have E6 chemistry done was getting quite expensive, to the point that I actually found a lab in Arizona that I was shipping them out to way early before things are really digital. I was shooting 35 millimeter chrome, shipping it out to Arizona, having it developed and everything scanned as like an 18 megabyte scan for a set price back in the day. So being able to shoot digitally, all that expense went out and all that creativity came forward. So get out there, shoot. If you'll be seeing another future video for another image I've gotten too. So if you're in Photoshop, definitely play around. If anyone's got a hold of that beta of Photoshop, you'll see in one of the new videos, I actually use the generative AI fill on a background, and it did such a phenomenal job. Not only did it do a phenomenal job, it gave me 3 different versions to choose from. So we're going to be playing with that a little bit more. I know I was going to do an experiment later tonight to see if an image I took of a character, I can make them look like another character from Rogue One. So we're going to play around with that a little bit. And if I can get it to work even close, we're going to be screenshotting that and doing a little stream on that effect. So nice. Thank you, Sire Speed. Thanks, Eric. Tech is getting wild. So much potential for creativity. 100%. 100%. I've just embraced kind of, again, I'm using an iPhone. I again, working for Apple, I know what this thing can do. Being a commercial photographer, I know what kind of imagery and what software is out there and what we can do with it now. But I've been blown away recently by, the generative AI is neat, and AI is just coming full force. It's really coming quick. But there's been tools like that in Photoshop. They just weren't called AI. Like there's been, other fills like that, content awareness fill, things like that. It's ridiculously awesome now with the new updates, but they've had that for a while. But I would say, with me using some of the 3D modeling to really feel like I'm in the volume where I can move that backdrop and up and down and shift it. Oh, I need a different lighting and move that over here. That to me was like game changer, because I can literally move the back. I don't have to move myself. Once I get the subject in the pose that I want in the sort of realm where I need them, and I just need to tweak the background, I was able to move that. So that was really cool. Again, yeah, Eric, I love being able to use tech, again, not as a crutch, but as a tool. So I really enjoy being able to take an image with an iPhone, go right into my Mac. I don't even have to put a memory card to download anything. It synchronizes within minutes. I'm in there photoshopping and editing the video clips. So I love digital, I love technology, and I love how it allows you to be a lot more creative. So great top 5. Hope to finish editing soon. Yeah, nice. I will definitely be there. And if anyone is out there and you've seen Seriously Star Wars, Sire Speed Reviews, Jedi Lex, Star Wars Sith, tune in to their channels as well, because they are doing their top 5s from this gauntlet and challenge that both Christopher and Eric have thrown down. So, and Padawan Pops has one. Will Andrew is going to be doing one from the Padawan Chronicles. So there's so many people out there doing, friends of ours that are doing these top 5. So please tune in to all of them, because they're so unique, so different. People have different collections. They present it differently. And again, support our friends, support our folks out there. GT Lovecraft, get some competition for the list. Yep. Again, thank you guys for all tuning in. It was a great evening, and we'll see you on the next one.